Welcome back to my channel. I'm Samantha Winona. This is Winona Reads. Today is Thursday, St. Patrick's Day, and you can tell there's gonna be a full moon tomorrow because holy cow, like it's been a day. It's been so much of a day that I not jokingly told my husband that we were having bourbon for dinner that I'm not cooking, and then I made bourbon. Well, I didn't make it. I made a drink. So we're not eating dinner tonight. Anyway, I have a mini haul for you guys today. I picked up a couple of books, I want to say within like the last 3 weeks. I'm going to try not to buy any more from like here on out unless we do like a trip somewhere and I pick like 1 or 2 up. But I'm not going to do like another Amazon or book outlet haul just because, one, I need to start saving my money. And I just have so many titles that I want to get to that if I keep buying this way, it's just not going to work out. So also, I think what my goal is going to be is I have like this whole plan. One of our neighbors does like jobs on the side. So I have decided to take the bookshelves down and we're going to make the whole like wall space a bookshelf. So our setup is kind of weird because we have like the slanted ceilings upstairs on the one side anyway. So I can fit like 2.5 bookshelves. The half I would have to like make myself. So my husband was like, well, instead of making a skinny bookshelf, why don't you just make the whole wall a bookshelf and just go up to the ceiling? And I was like, well, why didn't I think of that? So I'm going to pull up my Amazon account because there are a couple of books that I haven't gotten yet. I don't want to forget them. So first up, this is the Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tales. I was going through, you know, the aisles in the store, and it's hard to be in a bookstore with kids because they want to look at their stuff. I don't want them throwing books on the ground and leaving them and being, you know, not that they're disrespectful, but they're little kids. They want to pick something up and then they see something else and they're like, oh, Mom, look at this, and they put it down, and I'm like, no, like you have to put that back, and it's just chaos, utter chaos. So I was like trying to look for myself, but not really. I was more looking for them to keep them occupied. And so I just happened to like go through the classic shelves just because they were right next to the kids section, and I saw this, and not only did it remind me of the Puffin classics that I ordered from Book Outlet, I think it was like Mark Twain, so I thought they were super cute. It also kind of like, you know, pulled at me a little bit because I had just finished the Pages & Co series. The like last sort of section of those books covered fairy tales and the different things that could happen in the fairy tales, and I think it was the last 2 books focused on that, or maybe just the last one. So I had like already had it in my head, and I was like, all right, I feel like I also like, you know of fairy tales, but like you don't necessarily know the actual written word. For instance, I read Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan within the last couple of years, and I was like, that is not the story I remember being told, because, you know, you get like the movie version and it's like animated and it's meant for kids, but like fairy tales sometimes are a lot darker. So I wanted to pick this up and see what they were about. So that was my first pick. The next one I ordered is All My Rage by Sapa Tahir. I haven't read any of her work yet. I did start Ember in the Ashes. I started it in audiobook. I started it on Audible. I'm not following it. I just think I would be better reading it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes I just don't do good with audiobooks. It has nothing to do with the narration or the storyline itself. I just don't follow it as well. And sometimes when I'm physically reading, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I switched to the physical book because it makes more sense this way. So I feel like I need to do that, and I do have a copy of it, so I am gonna try that. This has been getting so much praise. I've seen a lot of people pick this up. Well, I've seen a lot of people haul it. I don't necessarily think I've seen a lot of reviews, so I am definitely interested. But this is a back and forth between, I think it's 2 boys. Is it boys or girls? Well, anyway, 2 characters. So past and present. The past is in Pakistan and the present is California. So the Pakistan in the past says, Misbah is a dreamer storyteller newly married in an arranged match. After their young life is shaken by tragedy, they come to the U.S. Cut to now, about friends growing up as outcasts in a small desert town of Juniper, California. What I'm getting from this is not coming of age necessarily, but definitely, you know, family matters, friendships, and places in society, cultures, different locations, and different, like, where do we fit in kind of thing. But her writing is one that I've heard so many compliments about. This is one that I've been dying to pick up since I've gotten it, and it's only been like 2 weeks since I've received it. But I keep, when I'm reading something else, I I have it in my living room usually because I'll be reading something and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna read a chapter. And then I'll be like, no, I need to keep reading what I'm reading. I just have to finish it. I'm like, 1 second. Oh, you did it! You opened the door! Good job. You've been working on that for a long time, huh? You want to hand, no, you can hand them to me. The next one that I got is another Amazon purchase, Black Swans by Eve Babbitt's. And I'm about halfway through it, and I honestly love it. I want to pick up some more, but again, I will wait till the summer for that. But definitely going to be adding more of her work to my list because her writing is like so informational as far as like the time period. Like she explains the culture and her relationships so well, and it's like an easy medium. It's not overly done to where it's like romanticized, and it's not too dry. So I feel like she's like a good like in the middle. So I want to see what her other writing is like, because I know some of her other pieces are kind of like hit or miss for people. So I do want to see where her other stories go. But I am glad I picked this up, and I should be done with it by the weekend. The next one I ordered from my kids' Scholastic book fair at their school, Mari and the Night Brothers. I've been wanting to pick this up, but I really, for some reason, wanted the paperback. I did not want hardcover. For some reason, I just like kid books in like this format, like the flabby, like, it smells like a book fair, you know? It's like nostalgic. It brings back like all of my paperbacks. I don't think I ever had hardcover books when I was little, so I wanted to pick this up since it came out. It was $6 in their school book thing, and I was like, yes, please, that is for me. And then super excited for that one. Oh, let me go through what it's about. Oh my gosh, I didn't go through, guys, I'm sorry, this is what happens when my kids come in. They don't think straight. Back to this one quick. Black Swans is about I think like late 80s, early 90s in LA. So it's just her stories of her relationships, kind of the, you know, social dynamic of that time period in the society of LA. I mean, I don't think much has changed in that aspect over the last however many years, but it says Amari Peters has never stopped believing her missing brother Quentin is alive, not even when the police told her otherwise, or when she got in trouble for standing up to bullies who said he was gone for good. And then I think it's a little bit of magical realism, which I love. So definitely excited for that. I feel like that'd be a good like end of spring, early summer read. The next one that I picked up is a New York Times, obviously bestseller, but it's one of the 100 notable books of 2020. It is The Beauty of Your Face by Sahar Mustafa. Actually, don't remember what this one is about either. I feel like some of like the major books that I would recommend are written by Palestinian women. So anyway, oh, she teaches high school. Power to her. I don't think I could do that. So this is about a daughter of Palestinian immigrants. One morning, a shooter radicalized by the online alt-right attacks the school. This makes me want to pick it up a little bit faster, but I also just got chills thinking about it. So I feel like that's going to be one that resonates, and another one that I'm going to be recommending to a lot of people. Oh, I have chills. The next one I picked up is Win Me Something, a novel by Kyle Lucia Wu. I'll have to link the Instagram account that I saw this on. Sometimes I tend to look at, like, if I notice a post that there's a lot of books that I don't know in the picture, I'll save it and go back to it and look up, you know, what they're about, what they're rated, what the person who posted it, what their thoughts were. So the account that I found this from, it was highly recommended and is something that I don't think I would have seen. I haven't seen this cover anywhere else. So this says, Willa Chen has never quite fit in. Growing up as a biracial Chinese American girl in New Jersey, Willa felt both hypervisible and unseen. Too Asian to fit in the mostly white school, too white to speak to the few Asian kids. After her parents' early divorce, they both remarried, starting new families. So this seems to be very much a coming of age and fitting in, like finding your place in the world and knowing who you are, as well as being very family oriented. So I am definitely looking forward to this one, just because I feel like I need a little bit more of Chinese culture in my books. I feel like I haven't really read that many with that kind of background, so I am interested to see where this goes. Sounds really emotional. The next one I have is My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otessa Moshfegh. I haven't read any of her work, but I have seen a lot of people pick this one up, and I've also recently, I feel like, maybe because I purchased it and it's one of those things where like it tells you after, but I have seen more people like, if you liked this book by the author, then you're gonna like the other books from the author, and it like lists out that kind of thing. So definitely interested to see where this one goes and see if I'd be interested in her other writing. This, I swear, it's like mom brain because I don't remember what any of these are about unless I'm staring physically at my screen and looking at the like synopsis in front of me. So I'm sorry for always reading these out loud. A young woman's efforts to duck the ills of the world with the help of one of the worst psychiatrists. She's young, thin, pretty, a recent Columbia graduate, works an easy job at a hip art gallery, lives in Upper East Side of Manhattan. Okay, so this seems kind of one where maybe it's a little bit sarcastic and funny and witty, but dark, and just a story about, you know, I have everything I need, but for some reason I'm not happy. That's like the vibe that I'm getting. So if that's the case, I mean, the picture kind of says it all, the cover. The next one I picked up is Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. This has been so many good I'm like smiling. You know how like when you like pick up a book and you just know you're gonna like it? I don't know how to explain it, but I'm excited for this one. This is a debut novel, and it says it is the story of how the inheritance of betrayal, secrets, memories, and even names can shape relationships and history. Eleanor Bennett's death leaves behind a puzzling inheritance for her two children, Byron and Benny, traditional Caribbean black cake made from family recipe and a voice recording. In her message, she shares a tumultuous story of headstrong swimmer who escapes her island home under suspicion of murder. So it seems to go through, it goes through different characters. It goes through the actual recording, so the story. So I think it's like, I don't know if it's multiple POV, but it's definitely like multiple timelines. See what I mean? I'm so excited. I'm such a dork, but this looks so good. And I'll list where I got that recommendation from too, because I can't remember off the top of my head. I saw that Regan from Prue's Project picked it up and had it in her haul, and I was like, I've been trying not to get that because I feel like the second it comes in the mail, I'm gonna want to like derail my whole TBR, and she said the same thing. But I did get it. I got Gallant by V.E. Schwab. This is definitely going to be picked up, if not before April, definitely in April. Okay, first of all, inside cover art, and then just her special touches that are the best. Sorry. It would be kind of fun to like have like a whole just V.E. Schwab vlog and read all of the Shades of Magic and then Gallant. Not that this is related, but just same author. But I'm excited for this. So this is about a girl named Olivia. Olivia has wondered who she truly is and where she belongs. Her only clue is a slim, battered journal, her mother's journal, full of entries that seem to show that she was unraveling in drawings that look like blots of ink. Okay, so hence the dark sketches in here. Then a letter beckons Olivia home to Gallant, the one place her mother's journal warns her never to go. But she goes anyway, of course. That sounds good. I'm excited. The next one is The Fountains of Silence by Ruta Sepetys. I did not know that it was so big. That's what she said. Well, actually, it's under 500 pages, but it just looks thick. Oh, there's pictures. This is a historical fiction about Madrid, 1957, under the oppressive dictatorship of General Francisco Franco. Spain is hiding a dark secret. Meanwhile, tourists and foreign businessmen flood into Spain under the welcoming promise of sunshine and wine. Among them is 18-year-old Daniel Matheson, the son of an oil tycoon who arrives in Madrid with his parents, hoping to connect with the country of his mother's birth through the lens of his camera. I'm definitely interested. It's definitely a historical fiction era, and like geographically I've never read anything about that, you know, Madrid, Spain, so I am interested to see. And it does have actual sources and a glossary of words and actual history in the back. The next couple that I got by Rachel Cusk. So I did see Alex from, well, I'll link her YouTube page down below too. But I did see one of her recent hauls. She hauled the same author, but I don't think it was the same trilogy. But this came up on my Amazon, like what other people purchase when they purchase other things. And so I thought it was interesting. They don't have a blurb on the back, so let me see. Okay, so the trilogy says, in the wake of her family's collapse, a writer and her 2 young sons moved to London. The process of this upheaval is a catalyst for a number of transitions. So each one of these is part of the cycle that she's kind of between, like, her and her family. So we have Outline is first, Transit, and Kudos. I mean, I hope obviously they're good, but if anything, they are definitely a cover buy for me as well. But she has different novels, she has essays. Okay, so she seems kind of just like a lifestyle writer from her page. And then, so that's all I have physical copies right now. I did order, so I did order Before the Coffee Gets Cold, the first book, because I eventually realized that I had started the second book by Toshikazu Kawagachi. So I was not thinking. So I ended up ordering it on Audible, and then for some reason I ordered a physical copy too, and can't cancel it because it's coming from like not Amazon. So once I get it, I will return it because I've already listened to it on Audible and I did enjoy it. So now I can officially start the second book now that I have my like headspace together a little bit. I also ordered Poppy War by R.F. Kuang because I am also late to that game and I need to get started because I'm still craving that fantasy. I mean, this one seems a little bit historical and has like way more going for it than what I've been in the mood for, so I feel like I need to like kind of test the waters first with some other books and then get into that one. But I'm excited to see what everyone is talking about because that series is highly praised as well. I'm gonna wrap this up because my daughter is crying downstairs. The last one is The Last Summer in the City by Gianfranco Caligaric. It is a translated novel from Italy, and it basically is just, I don't know if it's based on one person or a couple people. So it's like friendships and drinking too much and, you know, figuring out life. It says biting, tragic, endlessly quotable. That one, I don't remember where I heard that one from because that one's also not common. Yeah, here comes my daughter. I'm gonna go. That was my recent haul. I hope you enjoy. Let me know in the comments if you have read any of these and what your thoughts were because I am really excited to pick these up. But like I said, I have so many on my list that I want to get to. I don't even know where to start. It is mid-March, which means I have a couple more weeks to do my classic book with a classic drink video and hopefully finish some of the other ones on my TBR. I've actually done a pretty good job following my TBR this month. So this weekend I am going to the Carly Pierce concert with my sisters-in-law. The next weekend I'm gonna be celebrating this girl on my book. Anyway, I need to sign off. So thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe. Like I said, comment down below if you've read any of these, if you liked them, if you didn't like them. I still like to know. This girl has expensive taste. She wants this sprayed on her arms. I'm in trouble, you guys. You sniff. Well, you just rub them together like this. Like this. Ready? Go like this. I don't think you can smell. Your nose is stuffy. Bye. See you soon.